feel like doing a video, but I don't. So conflicting. What is my video about? What is the point of my existence? Why do I feel like barfing stuff out at you people? So I listened to Run Across woke people telling the truth about what's going on this planet, to awaken people, which is great, but there's always like a hesitation to be like fully straight up about it. I guess they're worried about being sued or whatever. Not everybody. I've run into like one person maybe ever who doesn't do this. Ish though, even he is still a teeny tiny bit doing it. A little bit. So everyone's afraid of being sued, and you know, the bad stuff can come with that. And you know, don't get me wrong, it is a conflicting for me as well, because sometimes I go like, I just want to freaking chill and do my thing. Like, I already know this stuff. I'm already benefiting from it. Trying to find Home Depot here. Anywho, so the straight up truth is what people are being sold on is bullshit. In like every avenue of the matter, you know, in birth, in what's healthy, and what's okay, education, you know, the white picket fence pursuit of life, relationship stuff, how relationships should be, matters of all the various forms of disease and why they're happening, and how convenient that these, you know, extremely intelligent, quote unquote, the most advanced of all time organizations and people, etc., can't come up with a cure for like actually anything. And we believe it. That's such utter nonsense. So you're so intelligent and you can't even figure out why people are getting sick, much less find a solution for them. You're losers. You're an embarrassment to everything that is, and you're fucking lying. Maybe unbeknownst to yourself, because your quote unquote education taught you that, right? So, okay, believe what you want, but that's nonsense. Why people are getting sick is super simple and super obvious. How to fix all of it is really simple and super obvious. And all these people that you're trained to believe are intelligent, whom can't figure out really simple shit. You're intelligent, but you can't figure out super simple shit. Does that add up? Does that really make sense? Just using our own brains, our own logic. Whether you even know how to read, if you've even ever been into the programming system called quote-unquote education or not, you have the ability to sense and logic. You were born with it. It's inherent in your being. Using that logic and that sense, does that make any sense? The most brilliant and bright of all the land can't actually figure out shit besides mere and pathetic band-aids that are healing nothing. Yeah, they give you momentary relief. Okay, useless in the long run, but okay. Are we really satisfied with this, you guys? Are we really gonna buy into this? I'm not, and I haven't been since I was born. I was born with the ability to think and with a brain that was like, this is really horrible shit. Like, I am absolutely not impressed with this. Speed limit 45, what the hell? They lowered the speed limit by 10 freaking miles. It's unacceptable. It was already hard enough going 55. I mean 60, because I used to go 5 over. They're breaking the law and stupid, only to give the government more money than they already steal from us. Train us to what is intelligence, and then they train us to what is facts. They train us to believe nonsense by this very clever manipulation. So you were put into this programming system by your parents. The governors of this earth, whom are really just thieves of the freaking planet, set up a system to program you into behaving, living, and being according to what they want, according to the benefit of themselves. And then you, unbeknownst to yourself, at no fault of your own, because you were forced and programmed since before birth, because the influences of your mother in her womb does affect you, period. You were programmed with all of this, and your brain is essentially a computer, and the first years of your life, your computer is programmed to memorize what it's seeing around it. So you're looking at and memorizing the behavior of your parents, of your caregivers, etc., the media, if you're being exposed to that, etc., church, etc. And these things are wiring your brain to all of that. And then some of you try to rebel at some point, or from the beginning, actually, against a lot of it, because there also is this inner being as a part of you that's telling you that doesn't feel good, that doesn't feel right, whatever it is. Whether it's them trying to shove vegetables in your mouth and you're barfing them out because they're disgusting, or you're wanting to do things that the parents, etc., caregivers don't want you to do. Sometimes those things they're stopping you from doing are reasonable, but many times it's way overkill on the control and micromanaging, and your inner being knows and senses that and rebels against it with the screaming and the tantrums and all that, right? So it's not like you're just completely memorizer regurgitators, but in general, right, you're watching and learning how to be and get along on the planet. And then where you do try to get some individuality even from the beginning, it's beaten out of you by really over-controlling parents who can't even let you freaking breathe the way you want to. So over time, you're beaten into submission. And then you even defend your abusers. Oh, my parents, they hit me and look how great I am. I'm a totally programmed, obedient robot. I go work every day and pay my bills every day. I am great. My parents are great. I'm not blaming your parents either, right? They're additional victims of this whole fucking scheme. But if you're a little obedient robot that does the things that you're supposed to do without question and etc., but you're really fucking miserable human beings, then you're just a broken into the system being. There is a way to do these things, raising intact, thriving, productive human beings without breaking them, right? But we have to let people experience life and flow and knock it off with the list of things to fear and the micromanaging and not letting the children learn from doing and experiencing from very, very young. So when we don't do that, and I'm not claiming to have never done that, I've done that to my own children. I have to work really hard to not do that to my own children now. Maybe not as hard as I used to have to work at it, but I still have to. And so, and there's a fine balance, right? Because it's not about just letting your kids do whatever the fuck they want. Like, we have to have boundaries for various things that are reasonable. And I think that a lot of these people that are teaching and promoting peaceful parenting and this kind of stuff, they're either not understanding or they're missing teaching certain things that are very much a part of reality. But that, I digress, because that's not the point of my video. My video is how we are programmed robots, and it's done to us since birth. So we have this illusion of freedom, but really we're not. And we're doing it to ourselves. It's self-imposed at some point, right? Because once they break you, now you're just doing it. And then you pass it on to your children. We all have Stockholm Syndrome. We defend and protect our abuser. And our abuser is the governors of this planet. Those who stole her from us. Why are you doing that, car? Don't do that. Thank you for stopping. And there's really only one way to knock it off. We have to turn it all off. We have to go completely within ourselves. We have to turn it all off long enough to where it isn't such a dominant reminder in our minds, because the who we truly are is there in us. But we have to be willing to turn off all the other voices to find our own voice. We have to be willing to tell all those bullies whom were other people in our heads, but whom are now us, regurgitating and repeating it, to fuck off. We're not doing that anymore. We don't believe you. And we don't believe you because your words aren't matching the results that we're getting on the outside. So you're telling me that I have to torture myself, for one example, through pregnancy and through birth in order to be the very safest. But every fiber of my being is screaming at me, telling me I hate this, for many of us. And many of us are having really horrible, traumatizing experiences through these people whom are telling us, convincing us through education that this is the best way, when what the results that we're getting proves the exact opposite. Mamas and babies are being tortured at minimum, and they are being killed through these saviors. Whom are not saviors. They're liars. They're con men. They're covert con people. They're lying. Even when they don't know they're lying. They're lying. They're trained to lie. So you're trained and taught something that's a lie, but you don't know it's a lie. You truly and wholeheartedly believe it, and then you go around bullying and harassing everybody about this truth that to you is true, because you were taught this is true. But it's actually not true. It's totally a lie. You're bullying and harassing people over a fucking lie just because you paid somebody to brainwash you with it. That's a problem that only people need, that, each individual has to stop and choose to not go pay to be programmed with lies. If I could make that happen, I would in an instant make that happen, but I can't. I cannot. So, what can I do as a knower of this? I know this to be true. I know that people are being programmed to spread lies to horrific levels of, even if we don't do what these liars suggest that we need to do, that we get even our children taken away, we get told that we're insane, etc. Enormous bullies run this fucking planet, and what can we do about it? We have to rebel in silence, right? That means we go ahead and do what we know is actually truly best, what our hearts and our souls and our intuition is telling us is best, and we don't tell them. We don't talk about it. We just do it. Silence. So, the revolution of now is a peaceful revolution, because we're just doing the opposite of what they're trying to bully us into doing, and we're not telling them. You want to be lost in bullshit and lies over there and doing that crap? Do it to yourself and to your families, because I am not. doing it to myself and to my family, period. And I'm not gonna tell you about it because you're a fucking bully that doesn't respect the freedom to choose what you want to do. I don't give a rip if you go to the DRs and have them cut the shit out of you, drug the fuck out of you. Go for it. There's a whole fucking grocery store full of bullcrap that'll make you sick as hell. Go eat it. Go rub it all over your asses. And then get sick and pretend that nobody knows why. And then go have them cut you and drug you. Do it. I don't fucking care. But I'm not doing it. And you cannot make me. You cannot make me. They cannot make us do it. Or volunteering. We are volunteering to do it. Then we are torturing ourselves a lot of times when we find and discover that it's bullshit and we start doing the opposite of what we're told. We torture ourselves trying to get others to join us. It doesn't work that way. You know how people join us? By shutting the fuck up and just doing it. Like, embody the fullness of being like, great. And then people are going to ask. Then they're going to ask. Because when they're curious askers, then they might be actually ready to wake the fuck up. Of course, there's those what is it called? Assholes? I can't remember. It was a funny video that I saw. Or meme. Some people that just, I don't know, you just want to blow smoke, conversation, maybe find, I don't know. But there are those that ask who have no intention of actually hearing or doing, and you can tell, right? You can tell when people are really listening and hearing and curious. So it's really important that those of us who are woke and aware of this bullshit lie to pay very close attention and be very discerning as to where we are using our energy. There is no point in us wearing ourselves out talking to people who cannot hear us, who are not listening, who maybe are only asking so that they can mock and make fun of us or something. Or I don't know. There's, I'm sure, a variety of reasons. But, you know, what we're being told about this virus thingy, for example, is bullshit. It is being done for what reason, I'm not entirely sure. I can only speculate. But it's a manipulation. It's a lie. Period. So obviously you have to follow the law. Like, if the law in your particular location is insisting that you wear a mask, because otherwise they're going to beat the shit out of you or whatever crazy insanity, then wear the fucking mask, right? But like me, I'm blessed to live in a place where it's not being enforced to that level, you know? There's restaurants that are closed. Obviously I can't bust in there and force them to let me in. So if I want their products, I have to go through the drive-thru, whatever. Luckily I don't eat that garbage, so it's not an issue for me, really. But, I mean, ultimately that's my point of my existence, to bring awareness to the facts and, like, fully, directly. I'm not dicking around. I'm not being like, I'm not saying there's not a virus. Like, I'll hear people that are, like, super woke, like, saying this is scamming, whatever, but then they're, like, what is it called? They're back-treading. They're covering their asses by, like, I'm not saying this and that. Well, I am saying that, actually. I'm saying that, okay? I'm saying that it's all a scam, completely and fully. You're all being scammed into bullshit, and you're all being scammed into hurting yourselves. They tell you blah 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 lie with, putting fear into you, and then you're all like scared fucking retarded robots. Go around doing whatever they tell you that you're gonna need to do to save yourself from the scary thing, whatever the scary thing may be. And the scary thing's a fucking illusion, it's a lie. And they're causing the fucking scary thing with the way they're telling you to live, with whom they're telling you to trust as the saviors. The saviors are the causers. And what you have to do is convince yourself to stop being fucking afraid. Like a big thing they use to get us scared is like, we're gonna die. Fucking cares? Yeah, we're gonna fucking die. And if you're living in your house, not able to move, because you're so fucking scared, you're already dead. So you might as well just shoot yourself or hang yourself right fucking now, because you're not living. Or stop believing the liars and get the fuck out your house and go see that in the real world, all this shit they're telling you is bullshit. It's not true. It's a fucking lie. You're being conned into not living, into not being the full embodiment of the God, Goddess, creators that you actually, in fact, are. And there's a lot of things that I can speculate as to why. But what I do know is it's bullshit and it's a lie, and that's not living. And you deserve to live. You are born with the inherent right to thrive and be freaking exhilarated through this life. And that's my main message that I try to convince you to not be afraid of things. Because I've already gone out there and I've done the things and they weren't scary. They weren't what we were being told. And I'll just keep doing that over and over and over for those that may be able to hear me. Because I literally have nothing to be afraid of now. Because I've proven all the things they told me to be afraid of wrong. Yay. Now let's go party. Without drugs and alcohol. It's short-lived joy. It's not real. So I'm going to go soak in hot springs now. Peace out.